The 13th floor. The 13th floor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 13th floor. I am your moderator this evening. This is Brian Jones. What is my nickname? I don't even call myself my nickname no more. So what is my nickname?
Mr. Logistics.
Mr. Logistics. I'll never call that myself, so it's hard for me to think about it for a minute. But good evening, good day, wherever you're listening to this. We're happy you're here with us. Welcome to the 13th floor, where the furniture's not always the best, but the views are amazing. We got an awesome show coming to you tonight, episode 101, and we got a little something different for you tonight. But before we get into it, we in 2019. We're going to welcome back the crew that's with us tonight. So first off, I got Mike D in the building. Mike D, tell the people what's up.
What's up, peoples? How you doing? I'm ready for it tonight. I got my towel. I'm ready to go. Let's get it happening. That's what I'm talking about. Ding, ding.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, in the other corner tonight, we got Mr. Jay Dace himself, Mr. Jeremiah Dace. How we doing tonight, sir?
What's going on, y'all? Another beautiful day in paradise, as I always say.
I thought you were going to say a beautiful day in Zamunda, man. I was ready for you.
Yeah.
All right. How's the new year treating you so far, man?
So far, so good, man. You know, just getting focused and slowly but surely, you know, achieving the goals, not the resolutions, but the goals.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up, baby. All right, and Coach K, we got Coach K in the building tonight. What's going on, sir?
What's good? I thought we retired Coach K in 2018, but I see it's hard. That one's hard to go away. So
that one's hard to go away, man. We're gonna ride it out a couple more times, but we're gonna ease in the new. We're gonna ease in the new one. We gotta take it slow for the people. We hit them with something new off the bat. They're gonna like, what happened?
Right.
All right.
No, I hear you.
But we're gonna do this for the people, man. Ease them in slowly, and when it comes out, they're gonna understand why we're doing what we're doing, and the transformation is gonna happen. But again, my name is Brian Jones. I am serving as your moderator this evening. It's an honor and pleasure to do this because I don't step out of that shadow that often. But this is one time we're going to get out here and make this happen tonight. So I'm excited. I'm ready to go, and we're going to get started tonight. So first of all, gentlemen, I just want to say it's been a new year. We're about 3 weeks into the new year so far, man. Just talk to me real quick. What's going on? How's everybody living? I know it's cold in certain parts of the country right now where everybody's at, but just talk to me. How's family doing? How you doing? How's life going so far? What about the new year are you excited about?
Family's good. This is the oldest actually went back to college today. So it was a completely different experience when your first goes away, and then when she come home for Christmas break, and it kind of hits you that, you know, she's out of the house, she's gone, she's an adult. New folks are in her life that, you know, are treating her right. So it's different. You kind of remember her as a baby, but now she grown. New folks. I can't mention names.
We're gonna have to make a couple trips up, new folks.
Nah, because the name was brought to me. He has already been vetted, and he is quality. So he done went through brother and sister already before he got the dad.
It's just funny how automatically we just knew we were talking about a guy. We said, right. You know what I mean? Like out the gate.
He wouldn't have hesitated if it wasn't a guy. That's what I'm saying.
Right. She's already had many a friend that's a female. It's just that this young man is he's doing good. He's treating her right. So every day that they've been home, it's been conversation. It's been good. No pressure. So I can tell by the way that she talks about him that he's a very special dude. So that I'm impressed by. But to get her back, she's got some craziness going on. So she's got chemistry lab, physics lab, biomedical engineering, calculus, and engineering. All between Monday and Thursday.
Okay, I got you.
Nah, it's 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So
I don't miss some days for nothing. I got enough stuff on my life right now. Even though those should have been the easy days, but bruh, them study sessions and all night, and when you get the midterms or finals, all that coming down you at once.
Yeah, so
we're gonna keep her up in prayer, man. We're gonna support her, whatever you need, man. You know, we got you, man.
Please do.
Absolutely.
Jay Dace, what about you, man? New Year treating you. What's going on so far?
Man, like I said, just trying to stay focused and driven in the new year. 2018 was uh, phenomenal. It was like, 2018 was crazy. So I'm just trying to keep that momentum and, solidify, I guess, what I did in 2018 and build upon it and go from there, man. Just working on, I guess, my content and getting my signature, gigs in place. And it's moving forward, man. One thing after another.
All right, just put that plan in place, man. You got the support of the group, man, and we gonna keep on pushing, man. Keep on pushing and stretching.
I appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt. K, talk to me, man. What's going up your way, man? I know a lot's been going on traveling and everything with the family, man, but talk to me.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Just trying to make it from one round to the next, man. As I said, the gloves are off. No rules. We out here just trying to claim what's ours, and be our authentic selves when we do it. So no more cloak.
All right.
Just dagger.
Ding, let's get it, baby.
If you guys didn't catch that, the gloves are off drop right there. You need to go back and check episode 100. I guarantee you it will fire you up and get you ready for everything that's coming on the 13th floor this year. Man, let me backtrack a little bit. So when we were recording that, we had a retreat. All of us guys up there. We were in Maryland trying to strategize and figure out how to push each other. What's our next steps, man? And the way we left that meeting and the fire we saw in each individual, like the 13th floor is going to be on fire this year. Everybody's going to come to the 13th floor to catch those views because they're not going to be able to catch us nowhere else, man. It's going to be straight fire from everybody, man.
Listen, if you could see the inside of the 13th floor last year from outside, you will not be able to see it because it's just smoke. They think the building's on fire. It's not on fire. We're on fire, and 2019 is crazy. And it's not even because of the year change. It's just the natural progression of the energy that we've been putting out.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Sometimes people miss when they're on fire and when they when they're in their zone. And I think we got in our zone, and I don't see us coming out of it anytime soon. So just so many things are lining up and just showing up as, oh wow, we can do that. Oh wow, let's do this. So I love it, man. And then just, I don't know how many people saw the blood moon, the full blood wolf moon, whatever that complicated term was, but the bottom line was it was a big red moon in the sky. And, there's a lot of symbolism behind that with just renewed energy, going to the next dimension. I think some people say that we were in the third, now we're in the fifth dimension, and a lot of things are going to materialize in this new cycle. So, man, I'm excited, and I think that we were already on that pace. We were already on that before I even found out about all that stuff.
No doubt, man. Like the energy that's coming from like you said, the smoke. Like if people don't understand where it's coming from, just stand by and watch, man. Because this year is gonna be phenomenal. I'm gonna take your word, Jay Dace. It's gonna be phenomenal for everybody because again, the energy that came out of there, the planning that came out of there, and the follow up since then, and these last 20 days or so, not even 20 days yet. Yeah, you can just see the fire in people, and things are just progressing left and right, man. But you hit on the topic.
Hold on, man. So, we made jokes in the past about sponsors and whatnot, but I'm putting it out there now, and we're going to let this smoke fly.
Okay.
Jaden and Will Smith, I'm drinking the Just Water, and we're going to be looking for a sponsorship this year. So just letting you know the letter's on the way, and we're looking forward to telling our listeners within the next 20 episodes, we will officially have Just Water as a sponsor, and that's just how we're gonna do it this year. We're just gonna speak and put it out there.
Speak it into existence, man.
The gloves are off. He said, "We coming."
I told you I got the towel, man. Ready to go.
At first, I thought the towel was just to keep your neck warm, man. But up there in that cold weather, but I see with the purpose of it now, man. I got.
Hey, but that is true. That is true. It is key. I realize living in Cleveland that the towel is better than the scarf, so I rock the towel. People know it's okay. It's professional.
Little secret for those people living up north. If you ain't hip to it, make sure you get hip on it. All right. I'm telling Mike D put you on first.
Make sure you get the blue stripe from Castaway Bay too.
All right, gentlemen. So what we're gonna do tonight? All right. So this episode, we're gonna look at this new year and how a lot of time people start on fire. They start off brand new, setting goals, setting their New Year's resolutions, all these different things. But a lot of times, take something basic as simple as weight loss or going to the gym, whatever. We know by the end of that first month, a lot of people are already slacking off, right? A lot of people are not motivated. A lot of people are not following through with whatever they said they were going to do, right? A lot of that could be many, many factors of why they're in that position. But we know that sometimes it's just that word of encouragement from a friend, a family member, just that quote you put on the wall that you see every day, that book that you read, that podcast you listen to, hint, hint, right? all these different things are things that are going to keep you motivated when you may have those naysayers. You may have those days where you wake up and it's -6 degrees and you don't feel like getting up and going to the gym, but you got to push through it anyway to meet that ultimate goal. What we're going to do tonight, we're going to do something for the people, man. We're just going to give them a little bit of what's coming in store from K and from Jay Dace in this upcoming year and their pathway and their way of motivating others. And you're going to see the power that's in here.
We're gonna call this episode Motivation 101.
Motivation 101. Another shout out there. If you didn't catch that one, go listen to some music.
It's episode 101. It's episode
101. I caught that, but some people might have went right over their head. So what we're going to do?
We're going to try to stay within the cerebral cortex today.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we coming. All right, so we're gonna go back to the method of the quote unquote similar to the cypher. Cypher was made popular on the BET Awards a few years back. They've been going back and forth with these things for a couple of years. I'm not really into it that much. I'll listen to a few of them that people say. To be totally honest with you, but I know the style, the flow, and some of the people everybody waits to hear. But this is going to be the precedent of setting what you're going to be waiting to hear from these two gentlemen for the rest of the year. I'm telling you, man. So what we're going to do, we're just going to shout out a word, man, and give you guys, this is unscripted, you guys. So no, we haven't given them the words in advance. We haven't done anything besides talk about the format of how we're going to do. Give you guys a word, give you guys about a minute to talk about it and just motivate the people. What do you got to say? What's on your mind? Bring it to the table. All right. We're going to run through. We're going to give you each one word each for 2 rounds. Then we'll give you the same word to go back and forth with. Mike D, you got some words for me later on when you ready to call them?
Ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. All right. I'm sitting in the front row. I'm waiting for the bell to go.
There we go. So get ready to ring that bell.
She got the round 1 going. Let's get it happening.
All right. I don't have the bell. I don't have the let's get ready to rumble voice, but you don't want me to do that. We'll be crackling all over the place here.
I get you ding. I got your ding, BJ. I got you ding.
All right. Jay Dace, you ready, man? You get ready to come out your corner?
Right, let's make it happen, man.
All right. Your first word, we're going to give it up. Just to give me family.
Ding.
All right. So for me, family, I remember there was a time where I was looking back, right? And I was thinking to myself, what is it that's necessarily keeping me in this spot? Right, this spot being contentment, this spot being confinement, this spot being not believing if I can press forward and not thinking that it was possible for me to get to, let's say, for example, the weight that I wanted to get to, right? The health that I wanted to get to. And I realized that nobody in my family has ever done it. And I'm looking to them for support. I'm looking to them for guidance, and they never did it. So how can they really show me the way that the way to get there? So I had to realize I had to step outside of that environment. If I wanted something new, I had to get to the spot that was fueling me and not necessarily that was taken away from me. And I realized that the family is what was stopping me, if you will, because I was looking to them for provision that they never had for themselves. If ultimately, guys, what I'm saying is that if you want to get to a new place in your life, you have to change your environment. Maybe the place that you thought that you can get it from isn't necessarily that spot. So you have to change and be willing to shift in order to get to where it is you're trying to go.
All right, I had to take myself on mute. I want to make sure there was no interruptions going on when we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's how we're gonna run it. Give it the word. Let them talk freely. What's on the mind. All right, K, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Your first word we're gonna do. I didn't stop.
You got words coming in. Live, we going live, everybody. Everybody submitting words. Just blowing up. Give them this one,
People
give 'em
are
that one.
excited. The people are submitting words.
We're gonna keep it going. All right, K. Your word, perseverance.
Perseverance. You know, one of the things that happens with people at this time of year is that they start and then they stutter. And when they stutter, they no longer start again because they think that once you fail that first time, that is it. That is the end all between all, that you have failed, and they don't continue to go, therefore persevering. And if you really look up the definition of perseverance, it is to persist beyond whatever it is that you have hit. And some of you hit that wall and you never look for that way to either get over the wall, go through the wall, go around the wall. One of the things that you just need to find a way around the wall. Find a way. Don't be satisfied with the wall. You can sit around here and be like 45 trying to build another wall on top of a wall and trying to find reasons as to why you can't go forward. But if you get rid of those excuses, you can persevere and move and accomplish what you want to do.
That's what I'm talking about. This is, man, y'all talking about smoke in the room.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the first word each, man. We're gonna speed this up. We're gonna make that smoke turn it. Where there's smoke, there's always what, gentlemen?
Fire.
Fire, baby.
It's fire. Call the fire department.
Fire.
All right, Jay Dace. We're gonna do, it's not one single word this time, so we're gonna do this.
Man, let me tell you something. That was really just, when you talk about fire, I was really just trying to like Jay, because he was like, "Oh, that's what we doing. That's where we going." So watch what happens next.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to go sit down.
Hey, competition. You got to make the other one better. That's what I'm talking about. Push
on through. There we go. All right, Jay, you ready?
Let's make it.
This one's gonna be kind of, I want to see where you go with this one. Male ego.
All right, so male ego is something that I've learned that if you're, let me say it like this, so your pride is trying to take you somewhere, right? And it's taking you to places that you didn't think that. I'm sorry. Let's go. All right, male ego.
Come on, Jake, you got this.
All right, let's make it happen. All right, so be humble, right? Because humbleness will take you places, humility will take you places that your pride is trying to keep you. And if you're a male, right, with an ego, you'll think that that's what you need to get to where you're trying to go. You think that you got to have this bravado, you have to have this swagger that will take you to the success and the lifestyle and the environment that you think you need to have. But ultimately, if you sit down and you look at where you are and you humble yourself, you realize that you have what it takes, and it'll take all that you have, but you're approaching it in a manner that's stunting your growth. You're approaching it in a manner that's not necessarily allowing you to feel the drive and the passion that you have. So humble yourself and sit back and watch yourself grow forward.
All right, that's what I'm talking about, man. Again,
Dace.
Get the thoughts going, man. Because trust me, again, this is cold, ladies and gentlemen. They have not seen this before. We're throwing them at them and let the thoughts come out through the words and let them motivate you, right? All right, Kay, we're coming back to you for your second one. So when I thought about this one, I was thinking, so what can I do to throw you off? But that's not the goal right here. We're not here to throw you off. We're here to kind of change that environment. We talked about changing the environment and changing what we normally talk about. So what we normally don't talk about, we come from the male perspective, right? And we just talk about the male ego, talk about perseverance. What was my first word? I'm losing my mind right now. Family, right? So we're going to come for this one. Straight, single word, politics.
Politics. So I like the fact that you said, you didn't want to throw me off. And in life doesn't give you that chance. Life is always going to come at you, and you never know what's going to throw at you any given day. And you got to be ready for it. And politics is one of those things that it's not just in the workplace. It's not just in government. Politics can be anything that creates a rule or some type of norm or some type of expectation that is put on you that says that you can't do this or you can't do that. And if you choose not to subscribe to the politics of whatever your circumstance is, then you can exceed and overcome that circumstance. And one of the things that politics does is that it keeps the people who are currently in power, it keeps them in that power structure. And what I'm trying to tell you is if you can live outside of the politics, you can empower yourself to overcome that.
That's what I'm talking about.
There it is. There it is. Mike D, what feedback you got for me, baby?
That's what I'm talking about. I like it. I mean, I like it that it's impromptu and folks has just got to think off the top of their head, regardless of what you give them. They got to come up with something. So the politics was interesting, especially when you dropped the 45 earlier. So you think it's the family and all of that, something that folks is going to be able to resonate with it being MLK Day, but you dropping the politics and the male ego. Show the skill and the depth of the brothers that we got on the podcast. They can really go deep and they're making it happen. I'm excited. I had to tell for a reason, baby.
Yes, sir, man. It's time. It's time.
Is he the Harold Letterman of this thing? We're gonna go to Harold Letterman. Okay, Jim.
So say I got it 34, 35. 34,
hey, again though, for the audience, look, this isn't this is work for Jay and I, right? This isn't competition. Right. This is iron sharpening iron out here, and I'm gonna save it because I don't know what words are coming, so I ain't gonna say anything else.
My job is just to put the charcoal on the fire to keep the wood burning. That's all I'm doing.
It's your turn to do that. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna change it up a little bit. They're both gonna have the same word, right? So Mike, you're gonna drop the first two words from them. So you give them the word. You tell them who's gonna go first. Again, it's not competition, ladies and gentlemen. We're just expounding on these ideas, these words, these principles that we come up with that feel are necessary and important to talk about right now at this point in time in January 2019, right? So Mike, you're gonna lay the word, tell me who go first, and then the next word, the second person is gonna flip places. All right.
So I give them both words at the same time?
You give them one word, they're both gonna talk about that same word.
All right, so right now for one word, in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the first word, we're gonna go with the younger brother right now. We're gonna go with Jay. We're gonna start with younger first. The first word is freedom.
Freedom. Honestly, y'all, I'm the type of person I like to script it. You know what I mean? So this is definitely outside of I would say my wheelhouse or comfort zone, right? Like I'm kind of a strategic person, if you will. So when you give me a word such as freedom, I have to sit down and think about what comes to mind for a second. And what comes to mind is access. What comes to mind is willpower. What comes to mind is fight. What comes to mind is grit. What comes to mind is a dream that that the individual may have. So when somebody's sitting here and they listen to the podcast, they talk about freedom. They think of the word freedom. I need you to think about what that means for you, and what that may mean is a new body. I'm in the fitness area. What that may mean is a new vehicle. What that may mean is a new car. What that may mean is new papers for you in the sense of your LLC or your own business. But I'm saying that when you look at the word freedom, and when I look at the word freedom, I think of a fight that has to take place because it's not gonna come freely. So I'm asking you today: are you willing to give that fight for your freedom?
And on to Carol in the blue corner.
Freedom. It's funny. You said MLK and freedom. And I think one of the things that we don't often free ourselves from, which is what made great leaders and still makes great leaders, is that you free yourself from the opinions of others. You become free from that. And you then are allowed to now be your authentic self and put out your authentic message or your authentic offering into the world. And I think one of the things that people forget is that when you look at freedom, you need to free yourself from all the dumb things that don't come from you, that weren't a part of you, that you now need to be out of your way so that you can now walk in your freeness and deliver the gift that you were meant to bring to the world.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like it. You like it. I love it. Mike, you like it?
I'm good. I'm
I
good.
love
I'm good. I'm ready for next word. I'm ready for next word.
it. You
So,
got another one coming for me?
oh yeah, I got another one. I got another one. So we're
Oh,
gonna keep on the theme of MLK. So kind of how it all started. We're gonna go back to Miss Rosa Parks, and the word for you two gentlemen. We're gonna go to K. The word is tired. I'm tired. I ain't getting up. I ain't moving. We're gonna sit right here, and whatever happened, it's gonna happen. That's what I'm talking about.
Tired. I think people spend so much energy making other people's dreams come true. And by the time you get around to you've exhausted your energy reserves, and you're now tired, and you don't have that thing that you need, that why that's going to make you untired and to keep you going. Something like, we talked about family earlier, and family can't always be it, because your blood family sometimes gets in the way of what it is that you're trying to do. They now become another energy leech of that energy that can't make you move, that doesn't help you move forward. So my challenge to everybody that's listening is that, look, if you want to get beyond the tired, you're going to have to get some support around you, just like Miss Rosa Parks did. She didn't get tired and just do it on her own. She went and found a support system, a support network, a family, if you will, that was not her blood family, but they were her cause family, and they fell in line with what she wanted to do. And then they were able to achieve great things.
All
In the purple corner, Jay Dace.
right,
Had
tired.
to put that in there.
Right. Tired. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna be, I guess, an antagonist when you say that you're tired. I'm gonna say stop lying, and I'm gonna say stop lying because you think that you're tired, but are you really? What I mean, you say that you're tired, but what have you done to show that you're tired? You come to me, you're saying that, hey, I'm tired. I don't know if I can keep going. It's getting heavy on me. But I'm reminded of a story. My mom, when I was a kid, we'd be riding in the car, and I see the gas light come on. I'm looking for her to pull into the gas station because I'm like, Mom, like, the gas light come on. I don't want to be stranded. You know what I mean? And she say, son, look, just because the gas light came on, we still got another 4 or 5 miles. We can easily, got another 4 or 5 miles to keep going. So I'm saying your gas light may be on, and you may be quote unquote tired, but you got at least another 4 or 5 months. You got at least another 4 or 5 years. You got at least another 4 or 5 decades that you can push and press to get to the goal that you're trying to get to. So when you say you're tired, is your gas light on, or are you out of gas?
Come on, Jay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
what
talking
about about a baby car? Amen up in here, boy.
Took me a second.
Catching his stride. Catching his
Is your
stride.
gas light on, or are you out of gas, man? Look at here. All right.
All right, I got a third one. We're gonna keep it up. We're gonna get low. We've been trying to keep it positive. We're gonna go with this word. You ready? All right, we're gonna go back to Jay. The word is chocolate. Add a little spin to it.
Bet.
Keep it positive, Jay. It's a family show.
Right. Well, I mean, we explicit pretty much every episode. So.
Okay. It's an adult family show.
Okay. All right. Bet. Chocolate. All right. Chocolate. It could be a weakness or it could be a strength. You know what I mean? You can be strategic with it or you can be reckless with it. It's a guilty pleasure, if you will. You reach for it, and it could be a reward or it could be a self-sabotaging item that you use. So what I'm saying is chocolate doesn't necessarily have to mean candy in this situation. When I say chocolate, I'm not just talking about, a Hershey's or a Reese's or, a Hershey's Kiss. I'm not talking about just the bar that you grab off the shelf. I'm talking about that bottle that you may grab when you're going through. I'm talking about that situation that stopped you from moving forward. And now you're looking at ways to comfort yourself because you're not feeling good, because you're not feeling up to par, right? So you're reaching for chocolate, quote unquote, to take you to the level that you think that you can get to, but it's not the chocolate that's going to get you there, right? It's not the chocolate that's going to help you get to that spot. What I'm saying is you got to be willing to put down the chocolate, whatever that is for you. You got to be willing to put down the chocolate and pick up a carrot. Pick up something that's salubrious to your health. Pick up something that's going to benefit you and not necessarily tear you down and rip you apart, because you're not only worth it, but you deserve it.
You drop salubrious in there. That's what I'm talking about. And in the blue corner, K.
I'm going to say that everybody loves chocolate, right? Some form, some degree, whether it be white chocolate, dark chocolate, almonds, whatever it is. But in its raw essence, chocolate comes from the cacao plant, right? And it's very high in antioxidants, and it's actually something that's good for you. And there are things that are out there that are good for you, but you don't want to subscribe to because you don't like the way it tastes, right? Like raw cacao is too bitter. And sometimes that thing that we need for us to get us to that next level is that bitter thing that we need to endure. But too many of us are going out there and we want to alter it. We want to add sweetener. We want to add artificial things into it that now those antioxidants have now gone away. And now you're just oxidizing the very thing that you wanted to do to begin with, whether it was your dream, your desire, your plan, your relationship, whatever it is, your career. You go out there and you align yourselves with the wrong things. And if you were to go back and just go to the essence of the thing and endure it for a time period, you would reach to a greater height than that temporary feeling of satisfaction that you got from that sugar that you put and those artificial sweeteners that you put in that cacao plant that now made it this brown milk chocolate. And we all know milk isn't for everybody. It doesn't always do the body good.
People they're gonna have to listen to the podcast a couple of times to hear all the
Put it on the
knowledge
shirt.
drop. You know what I'm saying? The folks were like, "Hey, was he talking about chocolate?"
I'm talking to you, chocolate.
Once you get going, man, you gotta sit back. That's why I love listening to these guys, because they take the simplest thing and make it applicable to everyday life. Like if you could not take a nugget away from that last piece of just chocolate, something that was totally just a curveball, right? If you can't take something about life out of that, a nugget, then we need to reevaluate how you process things. And write me, email me if you want. Right? I said it. If you didn't get something out of that one, then we need to check your thought process, right? All right, we're gonna keep it moving for the people, right? Because we gotta do a couple more before we wrap up this show tonight. So I'm gonna pull it back.
Shout out to the fellows that's not here.
Yes.
The moderator. Prayers, condolences to him and his family. His grandfather passed. We all know what it's like to lose a grandparent. They were very close, so shout out to the moderator. Shout out to Faison, whose dad was in a car accident today, but
we can't hear you, Kay.
We lost you.
Man, what was the last thing y'all heard?
Faison's dad.
Oh, shout out to Faison, whose dad was in an accident today. Just sore, so he's gonna be fine. But pretty serious accident from the fact of just being T-boned. And then shout out to our guy Fresh, who's somewhere in the middle
Alligator
of
Alley, baby.
Alligator Alley, just stuck, and the alligators out there getting hungry. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna do what Fresh does and probably have a party out there rocking.
We had the Gators dancing out there
in the middle of the Everglades.
Right, with a pair of Gator shoes.
Pull out the wireless speaker, hit on the Berry Fresh mix.
Yep.
Definitely, we missed the guys on the night again, but it's also a chance when you look at I go back to there's one line, and if you haven't watched the U, and that's something near and dear, I think we all hold in our heart the 30 for 30 series. And I forget right now I can't quote who said the quote. Was like, we don't rebuild, we just reload, man. When somebody can't step up, somebody steps in place, right? Again, shout out to everybody who's out there. We know Brett, man, our prayers and for you and the family, everybody with you guys. Adley, one of the words, I'm gonna go to that word. I was gonna say that word a little bit later on. But one of the things that one of the words I did want to touch on, and I'll put out there, is the word death. Because a lot of people have experiences with this word or this phenomenon, right? Which is a human thing that happens every day across the board. And I'm not trying to sound callous when I say that. By no means. Trust me, I've experienced a lot of different things in my life. A lot of people don't know. My grandparents were funeral directors, so I was around death from an early age, right? it had always been a part of my life, some form from fashion, whether I was experiencing it firsthand or supporting other people through the process. But a lot of times that right there is what stunts people. So when I put the word death out there, not necessarily, I'm not going to front load, sorry. Death. That's the word. Hey, you go first.
It's on me, right?
Yeah.
If you are early podcast subscriber, you remember me talking about a field of dreams. And what I call the field of dreams is the cemetery, where a lot of people have died without putting forth their dream into the world. Many people have made plays on that very statement. But what I'd like to put out there for you guys for this year, for 2019, is don't put yourself at that risk. Don't put your dream at risk. Anytime that you're not doing something towards the breath and the life of your dream, you're now putting your dream on critical condition, right? And leading towards death. So what I would say is, for all the things that have come into your life that have made you feel like you can't do that thing that you want to do, death to the person that you have become and life to the person that you were supposed to be. Make that decision now. The things around you, the people around you have forced you into being and becoming, which has moved you further away from the person that you were supposed to be. Death to that, life to who you're supposed to be.
Skills.
Hey, man.
My
Got to
God.
throw that there. Jay Dace, what you got for me?
So what I've learned, y'all, is that death, as Kay said, death brings life. But that's a choice that you have to make, right? And I believe that in order to get to the spot you want to get to, whether it be in health, finances, whatever it is, whatever your resolution goal may be for 2019, there's a shift that has to be taking place, right? There's a mental shift that has to take place. And what I believe the shift is no longer looking at where you are as an option, right? No longer looking at your situation as an option to live your life. So ultimately you have to kill it, bury it, have a funeral, you know what I mean? Have a mourning, if you will, but death to the situation, death to where you are right now, so that you can birth the new situation, so that you can birth the new life that you want to live, so that you can birth the dream and desire that you have inside of you, because you have it and it's waiting to come out, but it can't come out as long as you're in the environment you're in, right? So you have to be willing to let go of the old and not be afraid to embrace and experience all that you have within you. Death to the situation, life to where you're going to go.
Church.
Wow.
I was waiting for Deacon Ruber to come back.
Well.
All right, Mike. We're gonna wind this down in a few minutes, but you got another word for me before I give my last one?
Yes, sir. The word I have is wisdom. Whoever wants to go first can go first. Just jump in and make it happen.
It's you can. All right, let's start this. So I've learned that you can go but so far by yourself, right? I think that a big thing that we do is like we there's a saying that you can only go so far by yourself, but you don't. The problem that we have is that we don't go all the way. We can go by ourselves, right? And when we get to that point, that's the space where we need the wisdom. That's the space where we need the wise counsel that we need to diligently seek out. And you have to know where to get that from. There's different pots that we have in our life, and you have to be strategic and know where to go to get the information you need, right? So wisdom is the thing that promotes understanding, that births, if you will, guidance. And that's the principle, if you will, that will I'm not gonna lie to you, I lost it. I'm not gonna lie. When you had it, and I lost that one. I can't lie to you.
It's all right, man. That's what we're here for. This is our chance to give the people something to look into. That this is not easy. We're talking about you guys taking a step, taking that pledge in your careers, in your side businesses, in order to take over and find that purpose in your life. In order to do this practice is what we need, right? Right. Anybody who's gonna come in and say, "Oh, I could have done that," have a seat.
Right. We got some words for you. That's a word.
Like K
Dictionary.
said, iron sharpens iron. And this is the only way we do this with each other, is how we're going to build each other up and make sure that when we're given a responsibility and then the checks are coming in from this, like they're going to say, hey, Jay, we need you tomorrow morning to come do this. You can be like, no problem. I got this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good though. This is good. We got to run this back sometime.
This is live,
Yeah.
ladies and
Right,
gentlemen. This
right.
is live. This is not like we record. No, this is live. Straight word. Go.
All right, K, what you got?
The word is wisdom, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So as human beings, we have gotten to a point in our evolution where we have allowed ourselves to take our differences and make those things markers in life that project who should be successful and who should not be. And one of those things that we take is knowledge. Knowledge in the form of you got your bachelor's, you got your master's, you got your PhD. So that makes you better than and more equipped to be in charge of or to rule the people that may not have reached that level that you have. But the thing, see, knowledge is measurable. However, wisdom is universal. Anybody can be wise. You don't have to have gone to not one day of school to be wise and to apply wisdom. And wisdom is nothing simply more than the application of knowledge. And some people get all this wisdom and don't even know how to relate to their fellow man, to their fellow woman. They don't even know how to use it, right, to now lift that person up. Whereas that person that didn't have that option, wasn't afforded that luxury of going and getting multiple degrees or this finer education, but because they're more dialed into the human spirit and the human being, they now become wise because they want to now take the little that they have and share it with the rest of the world and make everybody wise and put them in the kingdom of manhood.
In the kingdom of manhood. That's what
Sorry, I don't want to just limit that to the kingdom of manhood, just the kingdom. Let's just call it the kingdom of civilization.
like we're not gender specific here on the 13th floor. We welcome everybody in there. All right, so gentlemen, I'm gonna give one more word, and then we're gonna come back and kind of wrap this episode up one-on-one, and it's gonna be in the books. But this one, I want you to take a second and really give your individual perspective. And drop some nuggets for the people. And the word is just simple: dream. Anybody can go first. I'm not gonna call. Whoever wants to start can just pick up and run.
Dream. Everybody talks about it, but how many people actually realize it? And Fresh isn't here, but one of his favorite quotes, I think it's a Pat Riley quote, is a dream is nothing but an idea without a goal. I may have messed that one up a little bit, right? But if you don't take the time to write down your dreams and start making plans toward it, right? Do this. Whatever it is that your dream is, I want you to write it down. What we're doing right now, this was a dream. All right. And we started sharing it with one another. And little by little, things started falling into place. We didn't originally have Mike D with us. We didn't originally have Jay. Originally, it was Fresh, BJ, Faison, myself, and a couple other people who look, we'll always love them. That's our family, but they're not with us now, right? We had to go get people who were in line with what we were trying to do, who would have that understanding of, look, we're not always going to agree. We have to now pivot and alter and sometimes make compromises, but still come forth with the dream. Everybody's contributing to that REM state of the dream, but not just that part, but now taking it to another level and executing. And that's what you all need to do. As long as it's in your head, it's not going to make it anywhere else. You need to get it out of your head, put it on paper. From paper, that's where the magic happens, right? And for those of you that believe in alchemy out there, you need that breakthrough. You need to find yourself a breakthrough alchemist, and I know one that I can refer you to, and that person will show you how, once you get that dream out of its comfortable state, which is inside the skull of your head, right, in a very safe, comfortable place, you need to get it out of there onto paper where it's no longer safe. And I will now show you where the magic happens between that paper and it becoming reality in your life.
Nuggets dropped. Foreshadowing the future dropped.
Yes, I know.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. I'm so excited right now. Jay, what you got for me, man?
So I'm gonna throw a quote out there as well, and it's by my man K go look at me, K go give me a look, but my man E.T. the hip hop preacher, he said everybody got a dream, but not everybody has a grind, right? And what I believe, I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I believe that everybody does have a grind. And your problem is you're looking at the person next to you grind and comparing and saying, well, maybe I'm not doing enough. Or you're looking at the person next to you grind, I'm going super hard, but you're comparing your grind to somebody who's doing it 2 times a week, who's doing it, every other day. So I'm saying you got to look at what the dream is, and you got to predicate the grind and the drive on the dream. If the dream is this outlandish, crazy dream, then obviously you can't be just thinking about, I'm gonna just go once a month. You can't just be thinking about, I'm gonna go at it every now and then when I feel leisurely, when it's comfortable for me. You got to look at it from a perspective and say, this is my dream, and that's what I'm going to do, if you will, after you map it out. Like my man K said, you got to write it down, map it out. And after you map it out, now you have the action plan that you can take. Stop comparing where you are stop comparing your start with somebody else's seventh chapter, if you will, right? Stop looking at where you are and looking at where somebody else is and comparing your grinds to get to your dream, or stop comparing your dreams. Your dream is yours, right? So everybody has a grind. Learn yours and get to the dream that you have.
Everybody started on step 1.
No doubt.
Dream deferred. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, you guys. I gotta say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys, I'm sitting here listening, and again, I'm gonna go back to our planning session, our retreat we had. Man, I heard the fire that's in each of you. We're sitting here talking tonight, and from sitting here tonight and doing this activity with you guys, this is just the first 21 days of the new year, right? 331 more days? No. 340, I'm the math, supposed to be the math person, right? 345 more days, like, of excitement, of success, of everything coming through from you two right here. A small part of what's coming from the 13th floor. I'm gonna give it back to Mike D. You got anything for us before we get up out of here, man?
I yesterday listening, to some things, searching the internet. I'm blessed to be in this position. One, to be able to hear the gifts that you all have. Just be able to, from the top of your head, respond deep within yourselves, and be able to share that with everybody that we're listening. Be able to, be around you guys. We talked about this, like you mentioned when we was in Maryland, the fact that all of us, 7 Black men supporting each other, growing together, supporting the family and supporting each other as we go through this thing called life has been amazing. So looking forward to 2019, internally within our group, to be able to support each other and grow, and be able to share, our energies and our thoughts and our dreams with the folks that's listening. So I'm excited for what's about to happen.
Jay Dace, final thoughts, man, for this episode?
Man, I think that this is definitely, like I said, a comfort zone removed. You know what I mean? But I feel like we always talk about on the show, man. That's where the magic happens. That's where the change and the transformation takes place. So I welcome this, future episodes if we're willing to, maybe quarterly. I don't know, but man, like just 2019. Learning so much stuff, and this support group, like Mike said, this group of men who just have each other's back through it all, it's invaluable. So I'm just ready to go. Smoke blazing, We staying lit 2019 all year.
All right. No undertones in that smoke and that blazing right there. Right here. We talk about everybody else's.
Right.
No undertones there. All right, Kay, what you got to wrap us up, man?
Listen, a lot of people out there are gonna be like, man, those guys, they were just speaking, they were just giving words. Look, we don't want to impress you. That's not what this was about. It was really about being vulnerable. And we don't script any podcast, but it's way easier when we know the topic we're going to speak about. You start formulating ideas, but all we knew today is that we were going to come out here and Jay and I were going to get words, and that was it. We were going to do what we do. And what I want to challenge you all with and tell you, you will not get to your ultimate level of strength if you don't want to expose your vulnerability. Because your strength is a direct reflection and opposite of your vulnerability. So you have to get comfortable with that vulnerability and want to come and be just as confident coming out there and exposing that and sharing that with the world, because that now frees you up to maximize the other side, which is your strength. So too many of us want to come out and we just want to show what we're strong at. And you know, what we say, male ego, female ego, human ego, whatever it is, your racial ego, whatever that pride is that you have, is in the way of you maximizing your strength. So get vulnerable this year to get stronger.
Get vulnerable this year to get stronger. That's a message in itself. That's a whole nother, that may be a whole nother show in itself right there.
Put it on a shirt.
We're gonna have like 50 million shirts by the time we get done, but I'm okay with that. You know what?
Right.
I'm okay with that. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 101 is going down into the books. I've had the honor and pleasure of moderating this time. Only fan mail, no hate mail. If you didn't like me, Brett will be back next week, and we're gonna keep on rolling. All right. Again, you can catch the podcast, The 13th Floor, on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. What else am I missing, gentlemen? Because
YouTube,
Vimeo, YouTube.
Yep.
Search The 13th Floor. Follow us, like
Spotify.
us, leave feedback, please. Spotify too. Please leave feedback. That's the one thing that we always urge listeners to do. Please leave feedback. Whether it's you type it in, you call, text one of us, whatever the case may be. Leave it on the website. Whatever the case may be. Leave us some feedback. We want to know what you're hearing, what you're feeling from the podcast. If you got something out of it, if you can apply something in your life. 2019, we're out here making moves for ourselves, but this is not just for us, people. We got to do this and set a precedent of what everybody should be doing, what we want everybody and motivate everybody to do. We're out of here.
And if you miss us from Friday to Friday, you can always catch us on Facebook at The 13th Floor. You can also catch us on IG at 13th Floor, please.
Yes. Don't forget the please. I think a lot of people missed that one too. What the 13th Floor, please, but we'll fill them in on that. That if they haven't picked up why is 13th Floor, please, we'll do that another episode too.
Yeah, we need to do a video for that one, like a video tutorial of that one.
Yeah. I just had this whole commercial pop in my head. We got to talk about that offline, though. Okay, we got it. We're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here from The 13th Floor, where the furniture is not always the best, but the views are amazing.
The 13th Floor.
Love you guys. Oh, hold that bottle back up. Hold on, we ain't done yet. Hold that bottle back up. That's what I didn't come back to. Hey, Fresh, we got to go back and edit this in.
This episode.
Earlier, speaking into existence, Just Water.
Just Water. This episode in the future will be brought to you by Just Water.
That's what I'm
Jaden Smith, we're talking to you, buddy. Just
cut it, edit, roll it back. That's what it is. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
The 13th Floor. The 13th Floor.